Hello, I'm Mr. Ephraim from East Bridge Academy of Excellence. This is 7th grade maths, and today I'm gonna solve one-step equations. Students will use inverse operations to solve one-step equations. So equation is like a balance scale. Okay, whatever happens to the left-hand side, the same thing has to happen to the right-hand side. So let's see if you have a balanced scale and you want to keep it balanced. If you add 3 apples to this side, you have to add 3 apples to the other side in order to keep it balanced. We have 4 bananas in the left-hand side and 4 bananas in the right-hand side. If we subtract 3 bananas from this side, we also have to subtract 3 bananas from the right-hand side to make it balanced. So basically, this is what we'll be using in solving our one-step equation. Whatever you do to the left-hand side, you've got to do the same thing to the right-hand side. In order to solve one-step equations, there are some questions you've got to ask before you'll be able to solve this one-step equation. These questions are: 1, what is the variable in the equation? 2, what operation is being performed on the variable? And 3, what can you do to undo that operation? What is the variable? What operations perform the variable? And what is the inverse operation that will undo the variable? If you talk of inverse operation, what is an inverse operation? Basically, inverse operation means the opposite of that operation. For example, the inverse operation of addition is subtraction. The inverse operation of subtraction is addition. The inverse operation of multiplication is division. And the inverse operation of division is multiplication. Let's see how we can use these inverse operations to solve one-step equations with addition. Example 1. Solve x plus 4 equals 12. In this example, let's look for the variable in this example. Our variable is what? X. What is the operation being performed on the variable? Addition. What is the inverse of addition? Subtraction. So what do? We have to undo that operation, and we can do that by subtracting 4 from the left-hand side and 4 from the right-hand side. Subtract 4 from the left-hand side and 4 from the right-hand side. You can see that this 4 and this 4 will cancel out because 4 minus 4 gives us 0. In that case, we've been able to isolate our x to the value of what? 8. You because 12 minus 4 is 8. So x equals 8. Once you are done, you've got to check whether if your answer is correct. And you do this by rewriting the original equation and substituting the value of x equals 8 into that equation. You plug in the value of x equals 8, you have 8 plus 4, that gives us what? 12. So the left-hand side equals the right-hand side, which shows that our equation is balanced. Correct. Okay, so it's pretty easy. You just have to follow those steps. Okay, first, what is the variable being performed on the equation? What operation is being performed? And then 3, what is the inverse operation? If you're able to answer these questions, you will be able to solve this one-step equation with ease. Let's take some more examples. Example 1, we have m plus 9 equals 3. You ask yourself those 3 questions. What is the variable in this equation? Our variable is m. What operation is being performed on the variable? Addition. What is the inverse of addition? Subtraction. What do you do now? You subtract 9 from the left-hand side and 9 from the right-hand side, because what happens to the left-hand side must happen to the right-hand side. Our aim is to isolate m. 9 minus 9 cancel out. 3 minus 9 gives us negative 6. We check our answer to see if it is correct. We do that by substituting the value of m equals negative 6 into the original equation. Negative 6 plus 9 gives us 3. The left-hand side is 3, the right-hand side is 3. So it shows that our equation is balanced. Question 2. J plus negative 3 equals to 1. Our variable is what? J. What operation is being performed? Addition. What is the inverse of addition? Subtraction. So you subtract negative minus 3 from both the left-hand side and the right-hand side. Remember our keep change when dealing with subtraction. These signs changes to become positive. So you have J plus negative 3 plus 4. And J equals to 1 plus 4. 1 plus 3, that gives us 4. Let's check our equation again. We check by substituting the value of 4 into our original equation. 4 plus negative 3 gives us 1. Question 3. J plus 4 equals negative 12. What do you do? Our variable is what? J. The operation is addition. The inverse of addition is subtraction. So you subtract 4 from both the left-hand side and the right-hand side. J equals negative 16 because 4 minus 4 gives us 0, and then negative 12 minus negative 4 is negative 16. Okay. We've been able to isolate our J to have a value of negative 16. Let's look at whether if it's correct or not by checking. You can do that by substituting the value of J equals negative 16 into the original equation. Negative 16 plus 4 gives us negative 12. The left-hand side is 12, negative 12. The right-hand side is negative 12. So it shows that our equation is balanced. Number 4, C plus 5 equals 0. You do the same thing You subtract 5 from both the left-hand side and 5 from the right-hand side. So you have C, 5 minus 5, that gives you 0, and then C equals -5. We do the same thing, you check again by plugging in the value of -5 into the equation again. You have C plus 5 equals 0, -5 plus 5 gives us 0. So it means that our left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side, which shows that our equation is balanced. So this is how we solve one-step equations with addition. We're going to use the same principle to solve one-step equation with subtraction. You have solved y minus 7 equals -13. You ask yourself the same 3 questions. What is the variable? Now, variable is y. The second question, what operation is being performed on the variable? The operation being performed on the variable is subtraction. What is the inverse of subtraction? It's addition. So you have to add 7 to the left-hand side and 7 to the right-hand side. If you do that, y minus 7 equals -13. We add 7, 7. These two 7s cancel out. We isolate our y to get -13 minus 7, -13 plus 7. That gives us -6. We then check to see if it's correct by substituting the value y equals -6 into that equation. You check your answer, you plug in your answer, y equals -6, -6 minus 7, -13. So the left-hand side equals the right-hand side, which shows that our equation is balanced. Very, very simple. Let's take some more examples. F minus 3 equals -5. Our variable is f. So our operation is subtraction. The inverse of subtraction is addition. We have to add +3 to both the left-hand side and the right-hand side. We have f equals to -2. Okay, we check. We substitute -2 into the original equation. -2 minus -3, that gives us what? -5. The left-hand side equals -5. The right-hand side equals -5. So it shows that our equation is balanced. We do the same thing for number 2. We add 18 to both the left-hand side and the right-hand side. We have n equals to 20. You check by substituting 20 into the equation. 20 minus 18, that gives us 2. Okay, so our answer is correct. The third question, j minus 8 equals -2. Our variable is j. The operation is subtraction. The inverse of subtraction is addition. So we add 8 to the left-hand side and 8 to the right-hand side. These two 8s cancel out. You have j to be equal to 6. You check your answer. 6 minus 8 equals what? -2. So our answer is correct. The same thing for the fourth question. Our variable is m. The operation is subtraction. The inverse of subtraction is addition. So we add 11 to both the left-hand side and 11 to the right-hand side. Okay. Minus 11 plus 11 cancel out. We have m equals 1 plus 11, giving us 12. Okay. So we then check again by substituting the value of 12 into the original equation. You do that, you have 12 minus 11, giving us 1. The left-hand side equals to 1, the right-hand side equals to 1. So you can see that our equation is balanced and our solution is correct. So class, this is how you go about solving our one-step equation. You always have to remember those 3 questions to ask yourself in order to solve this equation. 1, what is the variable? 2, what operation is being performed on the variable? And 3, what is the inverse operation of that variable? This is the end of the class for today. Next time, we're going to learn solving one-step equation with multiplication and division. All right, class. If you have any questions, any comments, leave it below. Thank you and see you again. Bye-bye.